So I have to tell you this part to start with, how Jim got me up here. And to do this, I have to let you in on a secret who's next week. All right. So Jim texts me and he says, hey, we're doing this Lenten service, and I was wondering if you would like to talk about holy spaces and talk about your perspective on holy spaces. And Katie Wolf is going to do it. So I thought maybe you could too. So I don't know if he was tapping into my competitive spirit or my deep-seated Catholic guilt. But he got me up there. So we're pretty new to the church, so a lot of you don't know me and Donna very well, and Donna's doing great. She's just spending a little more time down in Oklahoma with her mom, and her dad had a great life. So we celebrated his life this last weekend, and it was really, really nice to see the family. So thank you for keeping her in your thoughts. So my faith journey, I grew up Roman Catholic. In fact, went to Catholic school up through 4th grade, and then Mom and Dad pulled me out and went to public school, but practiced in the Catholic religion up through college and even after that. And then I met Donna and we got married, and Donna said, she said, hey, faith is faith, and when we get married, we're going to have a faithful marriage, and we can worship any place that feels right for us. And she says if that's a Catholic church, if that's Lutheran, she grew up Lutheran. And so we had moved to Oregon at that point, and we went to see a number of different churches. We went to the Lutheran church, and we went to the Catholic church, and a number of other churches. And we really liked the Catholic priest, and we both agreed on that. So I came back and I said, hey, we both really like the Catholic priest. I think we should worship there. She said, that's not going to happen. She said, I just can't do it. I said, all right. So we worshiped at the Lutheran church there. Had a great, great church family there for, we were there for about 14 years. And then my work moved me to Ohio, and we looked around a little town called Granville, Ohio, and we looked around there for a church, and we were looking for a Lutheran church at that point, because, I'll back up my faith journey. Once I started worshiping in the Lutheran church, I found that I'd always been Lutheran anyway. Right? There's not a lot of difference, but the focus on God's grace in the Lutheran church was really my core belief anyway. So we get to Granville, Ohio, and we're looking for a nice Lutheran church, and there wasn't one around. So we went to the Presbyterian church, First Presbyterian pastor Karen Chicoyan, if you ever get over that way, does a marvelous. She calls them sermons, I call them squirmons, because she really gets into your head and makes you think about a lot of things. So we were there for 11 years, and then came here and found a great Lutheran church here. And we appreciate all the welcomeness. That's where I'm coming from. But the other thing is that I wanted to say is, after I told Jim that I'd be willing to do this, he came up to me and said, hey, I'm really interested in hearing your perspective. And what I heard was, you don't think like other people. And I've known that for a long time, but I didn't know it was quite so obvious to Jim. That's the other part of me. So talking about holy places, and when I thought, the first thing I thought of, well, this is easy, because I'm a guy that was born to be outside. So most of my holy spaces are outdoors. I grew up doing scouting and led the scout troop back in Granville. So for me, it's just being outside in nature, by a stream, or one of the trips we took the scouts on was to Oregon, back to Oregon, where I lived for a long time, and we hiked up to the top of South Sister, and we got up at 2 o'clock in the morning to do this glacier hike up to South Sister, and it was a grueling hike. We got up there about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you get up there on the top of the peak, and you look out at the grandeur, and it's just amazing, and you know that no one else could have done that and could have made that. So that's one of my holy places. The other one that I thought of right away was I love looking up at the stars, and I can't help but look up there and all the vastness and the infinity up there, and see God's love and God's greatness. So that's another holy space for me. And then, so then this next one is different. It doesn't have anything to do with that kind of nature. But when my dad passed away, it was in 99, and it was really hard. But I have a cousin that's a priest, and he has the pleasure of doing all the funerals for all my side of the family. So we went, and he said the mass and did the funeral for my dad. And he doesn't bother me. So I have never felt that kind of peace come over me as during that, and so I knew the Holy Spirit was with me then. So that was my deepest holy space. Then let's see. Oh. So this next one, it isn't really a holy space, but at the Presbyterian Church, our church had kind of some core values. And one of the core values was seeing Jesus in the face of others. And so I try to do that, and it's really cool to do it. And so sometimes it glimpses. Jim's sermon, when he was talking about this, was, these holy spaces are sometimes just like little glimpses. And so sometimes when I'm talking either to a coworker or someone, I can get a glimpse of Jesus in the face of others. There's a young guy at work, one of the young engineers at work, and he's just on fire about his faith. He got married recently, and he's just coming to know God and know Jesus. So he's asking all these questions, and it's easy to see Jesus in his face because he's so on fire about it. And there's another guy, Sean, who's working on adopting a young boy from Colombia. And when he talks about the adoption and getting that young boy and his family, that's pretty cool. And it's easy to see Jesus in his face too. So seeing Jesus in the face of others is one of my holy spaces. So the next one's weird. And I don't know if anybody else has this experience or not, but if I lose something, I'll look and look and look and look for it. And then sometimes I just give up and I can't find it, and then I think, oh, wait, I forgot to do something. And I say a prayer, and then I find it. So losing things is one of my holy spaces. It's a different perspective, but it works for me. And then lastly, music and listening to music, although I can't sing very well. I have a wife that does sing very well. And so that's one of my holy spaces is being around her and others when they sing. And there's a couple of songs, good Lutheran songs that I really like. How Great Thou Art, and This Is My Father's World. Both those really get me. So I wanted to close by reading a psalm to kind of tie some of those in together. And this is Psalm 96, verses 11 through 13. Let the heavens be glad, and let the earth rejoice. Let the sea roar and all it contains. Let the field exult and all that is in it. Then all the trees of the forest will sing for joy before the Lord, for he is coming. For he is coming to judge the earth. He will judge the world in righteousness and his peoples in his faithfulness.